This is Isaiah 30, starting at 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon, therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant. Before I get on with this video, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Shai, and double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh Bashim Shai's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect, because as we're getting closer and closer to that time, whether just talking about the elect having to rely completely and solely on faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai, trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, as the system is getting ready to collapse for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians that, as I just read, put your trust in a system that's designed to keep you down. That's why the system is also referred to a pit, right? But it also mentioned that stay thereon. Meanwhile, I'm going to go to this in Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as are escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. You see, so again, man, as I read in Isaiah 30, it being an iniquity to not trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai, but again, rather you put your trust in oppression, you put your trust in Esau and his system, well, you're going to have to go down with it, alongside with it. You see, and little by little, Yahweh Bashim Shai, he stripped the comforts away with this whole prolonging of the government being shut down, which means a cutback on federal spending programs. You know, they're already talking about, the food stamps being halted starting November. Certain states is being reported about to run out of money. These food banks, because you even have it to where supposedly America's own military is running down to these food banks. You see, so again, man, as we're getting closer to that day, and as we see Yahweh Bashim Shai, he's stripping the comforts away, taking the comforts away, because it is an iniquity to not put your trust in Yahweh Bashim Shai. But with that being said, man, I'm just going to play this video real quick.
The next vote to advance a government funding bill is set for today. The president met with some Senate Republicans yesterday and said the GOP, quote, will not be extorted into giving Democrats what they want. Democratic leaders say they've reached out to the president to negotiate on their health care demands, but the president said no meeting will happen until the government reopens. Yesterday on the takeout, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy weighed in on the impasse.
You normally feel pressure by now. Normally you wait until a payday,
right?
Okay, and the troops not getting paid, nobody can stay. It also is, normally in these fights, everybody starts euphoria. Both sides are, we're winning because the base tells you that. And then you get 2 weeks into it, it's usually pretty defined. But the country is very divided. So Republicans think it's Democrats' fault, Democrats think it's Republicans' fault.
CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill with more. That seems like a fair assessment, Nicole. Good morning to you. What do Republicans or Democrats gain today by letting this drag on?
Well, I don't think either side is looking at this as what do they gain from it. What they want is what they want, right? Republicans obviously want Democrats to sign on to this temporary short-term funding bill, even though we're starting to bump up against the deadline, which is fund the government, excuse me, for the next, couple of weeks. But still, Republicans say they need Democratic votes for that. And then, of course, you have Democrats who say we have to address this issue of health care. These premiums under the Affordable Care Act are going to skyrocket at the end of the year. Republicans so far haven't negotiated with us on that. So each side is trying to force the other's hand here. And just in a sign of how frustrated some lawmakers are, I would point to the Senate floor as we speak, where Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley has been holding the floor now for more than 13 hours. And he says he is doing this in protest of the Trump administration and what he believes is the president's, in his words, grave threats to democracy. He feels that the country is moving more towards an authoritarian state. That concerns him. So he is holding the floor in protest of that. And, when you talk to Democrats, that's really what some of their chief concerns are, making sure that the White House doesn't claw back money that Congress congressionally approves. And obviously dealing with this issue of health care, rolling back some of those Medicaid cuts in the big, beautiful bill. So it's the overall actions of the administration that are causing Democrats here to hold the line, which is why they're not budging. Republicans, though, not budging either, as you heard the president tell Democrats yesterday he's not sitting down with them until they reopen the government.
And we're looking at live footage of that senator in his 13th plus hour of speaking on the floor there. Meanwhile, Nicole, people are suffering. And I know that you visited a food bank serving furloughed federal workers. What did you experience? What did people share with you?
Yeah, well, I think what was interesting about that, first and foremost, here in the Washington area, these are food distribution sites that have been stood up specifically to help furloughed federal workers and contractors during this shutdown, and they will continue for as long as this shutdown lasts. But there was a huge turnout at this particular site that we visited. They were expecting about 150 people, and then more than 300 ended up showing up. And these are career employees of the federal government. I talked to some people who have worked for 20, even 40 years for the federal government, many of them coming to a food bank like this for the very first time. Take a listen to what two employees from the Defense Department told me. How are you trying to triage that?
I'm just not spending my money frivolously. I'm making sure all my money go towards my bills. Thank God that I pay my bills a month in advance because of the threat, but everybody can't do that. So by the time I do start really feeling the pinch, hopefully the government will be back open.
I'm going to definitely try our best for those things. Hopefully, I have tried to put some things in place. Keeping myself busy, keeping myself occupied, and still being on the lookout. But we can only hope to see what will happen.
So those workers being very strategic, using this food bank as an opportunity to stock up on food as they try to, manage their budget and bills. But many of these federal workers, even though they say they have some means to maybe stay afloat for the next couple of weeks, they are concerned the longer this drags on.
Yeah, they're doing the best they can.
And you see again, man, it's all a show. Because as much as they paint this narrative, one side blaming the other, right? As far as this government shutdown, they can't come to some deal behind closed doors, man. You best believe they're chopping it up, man. Cracking jokes and shit. You best believe behind closed doors, it's a different story. This is all a play on to play on the people's mind. All right. Get your people riled up. Right. I'm gonna go to this in Isaiah 19. Isaiah 19 in verse 11. Surely the princes of Zion are fools. The counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh is become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, the son of ancient kings. Where are they? Where are thy wise men? And let them tell thee now, and let them know that the Lord of hosts hath proposed upon Egypt. The princes of Zoan are become fools. The princes of Noph are deceived. They also have seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. So these people that are propped up to appear to be on the behalf of the people. This is why 2 Edges 15, there's going to, pursuant to 2 Edges 15, there's going to be sedition of men, all right, and invading one another, all right. But again, dealing with, like I said, even that the tribes, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof. You see, again, to you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, putting your trust in the system. You see, because it's nothing for Esau to use you and then cast you to the side, man. There's nothing for Esau to use you and cast you to the side. All right. You know, people that have dedicated their lives working for the, the government, right? These federal workers and whatnot. And Trump is straight up telling you that, hey, a lot of y'all ain't gonna get paid. But meanwhile, he has millions of dollars to spend to renovate the White House. You know, it's all a show, man. It's all a show. You know, and one thing is going to lead to another. And people are going to be at each other's throats. Because you best believe these people, because going into these princes of Zoan, again, basically these politicians, like I said, these people that are propped up to, they appear to be on the behalf of the people, right? But really they're just there to, they're just the frontmen for the elites, man, and to continue to forward the agenda of the elites. But ultimately, Yahweh Shema Shai, because you got thousands of these federal workers, like I mentioned, even the military workers, which I've said this before, because it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Because again, with the government shutdown, the federal spending stops, basically, right? Federal programs and things of that nature. And that would include the military. That also means the military doesn't get paid. So it's going to be rather interesting to see how this plays out. Lord, when they continue to prolong this shutdown. All right, but hey, it's just more. It's just a recipe for prophecy to continue to be played out, because one thing is going to lead to another. All right, famine. All right, empty grocery stores, so on and so forth. I'm going to go to this in Ezekiel 4 and 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem, and they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. You see, so because it's not going to stop just with the food stamps, the WIC, all right, Medicare, Medicaid, all these federal funded, government funded programs. You see, through the power of Yahweh Shema on the left hand, Esau, he's again taking away that the comfort, the stay that you tribes, you Israelites, put your trust in so much. And here it is, the scripture said, the Lord is the one that loadeth up with daily benefits. You see? So, just more fuel to the fire, man. We're getting closer and closer to that day. All right. It's about to be a lot of hungry, homeless people. Especially Eve, man. You got Eve making threats, talking about they just gonna loot. Hey man, Jeremiah 1, America's known as that basically that seething pot. That boiling point is getting to the point where it's getting ready, because the pot is already boiling. It's getting to a point where it's getting ready to spill over. It's getting ready to spill over. 10 times over, man. And again, the elites, man, they're just sitting back and talking shit against you tribes, man. But hey, for the elect, Yahweh Shema Shai, he already made promises. Somebody's going to eat. The Lord already has certain provisions on the behalf of his elect. So Lord willing, we're at a number, we got nothing to worry about. But like the one brother, can't think of the page channel right now, but You know, he has his ongoing series. How does it go? Because people are hurting, man. People are hurting. People are feeling the squeeze. The struggle continues. That's the one brother has the series. The struggle continues, and as it's been said, been saying, you know, it's only going to get worse from here. It's only going to get worse. You know, so hey, more fuel to the fire. All right, it's all a recipe for prophecy to be fulfilled. So Lord, one of this was edifying. All praises to you, Yahweh Shai. Shalom to you, hope for the elect.